Eyes on me, I stand out from the crowd. I can't help myself, my outfit loud. When I pull up to the
Oh, Harrison, thank you for joining me on Little Shorts with Mandy. You're my first guest.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And you and I have been friends on Instagram now for like, I feel like forever, right? Like it's got to be years.
Yeah, I was just thinking that probably like 2, 3 years now.
Yeah. I bet if we check, I think you can check on Instagram now and see like your connection with someone and it'll show you when you followed each other and all that crazy stuff. So we'll have to check that out.
We'll have to check that like afterwards or something.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. So let's jump into it. Tell me how you got started in music. Like I see all of your stuff. You seem like a really musically and artistically inclined person. So what got you started in all of that?
So my dad actually was a classically trained pianist, so like he could play a bunch of, classical songs and stuff like that. So when I was a little kid, I would just like sit next to him, just kind of mesmerized watching him play the keys. And then he was the only one in our family that like played the piano and stuff. And I wanted to learn, but for some reason I couldn't grasp it because I was so young. And then he got me like a PlayStation 2 whenever that came out. And my first two games I ever got was Guitar Hero and this like racing game. And I just remember like playing Guitar Hero and I got like all the way through the game at like 5 and I was like, "Dad, I want a real guitar." So we were at this grocery store actually and like they usually just have produce and stuff, but for some reason like at the checkout where you like get gift cards and stuff, there was like a $90 guitar and I was like, "I want that." So he was just like, "Okay." And then that was
Got to
kind of like
start somewhere, right?
yeah, it's so weird because I like remember even waiting in line and just like that whole process. It's just like whenever you hit those milestones in life, you don't even realize that they're going to be like such profound memories
Right,
until
right.
they become, that. So,
Yeah. Yeah. It's funny. Like it doesn't even have to be something really, I guess it's monumental, but the scenario wasn't set up to be that. And it's funny how our memories pick and choose those certain
yeah,
ones to be so vivid, right? That's
exactly.
cool. And so your dad, did he, and he's no longer with us, right?
Right. He's no longer with us. He passed away in 2018. It's been a while. So, like right before COVID happened, he passed away. But yeah, he played a big role in like me getting into music, very supportive, took
Uh-huh.
me to my first guitar lessons and showed me all my first like artists and stuff. So I grew up on like Zeppelin and Jimi Hendrix, and he was like showing me Carlos Santana. So Carlos Santana played like a big influence on like my style of playing guitar. And then as I got
Interesting.
branched off into like my own taste, because at the time, like when you're a little kid, especially in the 2000s, like we didn't really have that much access to music. Like, now we have
Right.
streaming. Back then, it was like the iPod shuffle and stuff.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Him and my older brother actually were just loading me up with all different types of influences. So that was really cool.
Right. So your dad was really influenced by the classics, meaning the classic rock, and he kind of passed that down to you, and now you're using it as influence, right? Like people like Santana. Is there anybody else that kind of influences your sound these days?
So for the music that I currently make, a lot of what I pull from is like underground hip hop artists. Like a lot of them kind of sound the same, but the production's what's like evolving. So me being like an R&B rock influenced singer, I want to kind of bring more of like that real rawness to that style because there's just kind of like, I'm not trying to bash anybody, but a lot of them just kind of throw on the auto tune like all the way up and just kind of say whatever on the beats, but the production's very complex and intricate. So it's like I feel like it deserves more of like a pop structure kind of approach to
Right. Right.
to really help evolve the direction of like where that can go. And that's kind of like
And you,
something that I always think about. Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
and I mean, you're like a man of many hats, and you play a lot of different roles in the writing and the production and the performance of your own music. Can you tell us a bit about taking on all of those roles and how it contributes to the final product?
Yeah, so originally I just wanted to be in a band as a kid. Like I wanted to be in a screamo band and stuff. And I was the only kid in my high school that was playing guitar like 9 hours a day. I was just like obsessed with it. And it got to a point where I was just like, man, like if nobody around me is gonna take initiative as much as I am, like to really make this music thing happen, like then I'm just gonna take it on myself. And I got into producing like electronic music when I was in like sixth grade. I'm 26 now, so um, what was it, 11? It's like when I
Quite a
started
while ago.
just
Yeah.
recording myself. Yeah, and then I went to music school in LA when I was 16. Crazy like bullying experience happened at my high school. I almost died, and then I got expelled. And I ended up
Oh
moving
no.
across the country with my older brother. And at the time, like, the school that I went to didn't require like a high school diploma. So I went out there for 6 months, got a lot of industry help, from like people that went to like Berkeley and all these like crazy music schools and stuff. And there was people in my class from like 19 to 45. So I grew up really fast. Um,
Right.
so studying music and then realizing that I can do it all myself on the production side. There's stipulations like on the artistry side, like when it comes to shooting content like music videos and stuff, it's easier to have like a team of people and stuff like that. But the limitations of not having a team has forced me to be more creative. So at the end of the day, it all has its like pros and cons. So
Right. And are you a control freak? Is this why you want a hand in all of the steps, or is it just like you said? It's just you can do it when you want and how you want. Is it a financial thing? Is it all of that, or
I think just when it comes to the trajectory of like my career, I want to execute this like world building kind of thing that I really want to do. A lot of my favorite artists, like when they drop a project or something, like there's a lot of thought that goes into the concepts. And I don't want to just be one of those kind of like microwavable artists where it's just like, oh, you drop a song here and there and like you get 2 summers and then they forget about you. Like I want to have longevity. So
right?
I think about like the impact behind my music and the art direction, like all the, what do you call it? The styling, the concept behind the video, like all the subliminal messages, you know what I'm saying? Like
Right. Yeah.
it
So
has
you're really building a foundation, and you're hoping to make it something sustainable, which is smart, right?
exactly. So if I meet a director, I know like, I spent months just like studying videography, or 3D design or obviously music I've spent the most time doing. So that's like I'd say where I have my mark of mastery is in the music side. But
Right.
I know I'm never gonna be like a videographer or like a director. That's not like my goal. But when I meet all those people and build a team, I have that foundation to communicate my ideas in a way that like somebody who doesn't know anything about those spaces can. So
Yeah.
yeah.
That makes sense. That makes sense. So to be successful in one part of the field doesn't mean that you don't know stuff about the other parts of that field, right? And so I think that's
Yeah, it's
a good
it's
idea.
crazy because a lot of artists actually like, Justin Bieber, for example, he can play drums, he can play guitar, he can sing, and he can do all these things, but he'll still hire somebody that has been playing guitar or drums their entire life to record on the studio version of the record or whatever.
Hmm.
So
I guess the key is kind of dabble in all of it, but then you know your limits when it comes to producing something professional, right? And you talked a little bit about the genre that you think you fit into, because I've seen you do a lot of different things. I mean, I've heard some of your rock stuff, some of your hip hop stuff. Where do you think you fit most, or where would you like to fit most?
so I definitely like to fit most within like the dark hip hop space. But since I do have such a heavy rock influence, I don't want to just completely, sweep that under the rug. So um given what makes me different and unique as an artist is like I want to definitely deliver that edge and something raw like to that space so that way like people know that I'm not like a culture vulture, you know what I mean? Like I'm not out there just to kind of like get on in that space and then just kind of switch genres later. Like a lot of people think like I'm transitioning into rock or transitioning into different genres just because I release different styles of music, but really it's just like I look at it as like different they all represent me as an artist. I listen to so many different things and if I
Right.
put it out, it's more or less just me like appreciating different sides of me that I can't express in specific genres. Like, for example,
Totally.
hip hop, I can't be like really vulnerable and talk about my feelings because, like, you know, given the history of it, it's more like braggadocious and like talking about like more materialistic things. So it's like if I want to feel cool, I'll make some hip hop. I know it sounds corny, but it's like if I want to feel more sad or like in my feelings and emotional, I'll make some more like rock oriented things because I can like really articulate those kind of emotions for those genres.
Right, right, and you seem to do well at all of these, with all of these different sounds, so I guess, like you're saying, you don't wanna pigeonhole yourself into one category, and then you're forced to kind of make that kind of music all the time, even when it's not something that you're truly feeling, right?
And you never know
Yeah.
like which one could, you know, be the one song that could change everything. So I
Yeah,
don't want to sell
yeah,
myself short. Exactly.
for sure, and you're also musical. I saw you, playing a little bit of guitar the other day. I don't know if you're gonna play something for us today or not.
I didn't have anything prepared, but I mean, I can kind of
Okay,
like see how it sounds.
let's do it.
Shred if that's okay. I just got
Okay.
some still. I was kind of messing with this chord progression yesterday.
I like it. I like it. Yeah, it sounds good. I always find that just so cool that you just pick up an instrument and you just, like, play something, like, I don't even just I don't know how you do it, but it's
If I
cool. Yeah, it sounds good. And so will you take that now and that chord progression and use it somewhere, or does it just inspire you to make something else, or what would happen from there?
so if I really like it, I'll record it in my phone. Like I'll get a video of me playing it so that way I can come back to it. The genre though isn't predetermined. So like at the end of the day, it's just kind of like little pieces to building a house, I guess. I don't know.
Right,
So it's
right.
just
It's
like one
just
little
kind of like
soundbite I can turn into something else later.
gotcha. Yeah. So, where do you see your sound evolving next, and sort of what are you working on right now that we can expect to see from you in terms of product coming out soon?
So I want to get a little bit more experimental with my sound. So I've been working with this artist named Rex, based out of Australia. She's super cool, talented R&B artist. She kind of has like an electronic, down tempo, ethereal influence to her music, and that's something that I really resonate with because my favorite artist is Party Next Door, and he kind of like pioneered that whole electronic influenced R&B alongside like you know people like Drake. It's funny because most of my favorite artists are actually from Canada. You know what I'm saying? I think you said you're
Mhm.
from kind of like Toronto area.
Yep.
So yeah, literally like The Weekend, Nav, Party Next Door, Tory Lanez, Justin Bieber, those five, like my sound is very heavily influenced by Toronto. So shout out Toronto.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. And Rex, that's her name, right? Is she's on the sample that you sent me, right? I think I listened to that one. It was really good. That's the
Yeah,
one.
we're still figuring out
Um,
kind of like the state and all that, but I'm actually gonna go to LA in November and we're gonna shoot a video because she's like kind of just randomly visiting for a wedding. So like we're gonna just try to
oh, nice.
squeeze that in and hopefully get a video.
Cool. Well, I look forward to seeing that. So, where can we follow you along, Harrison, to see anything that comes out on all of your new stuff?
So you can follow me on Instagram at Harrison Clayton International. I'm also on TikTok. I think it's just Harrison Clayton. And then there's a link tree in all of my social media platforms to kind of stitch everything together. So
Yeah, cool. And I'll put some links down here too at the end. But that's it. It's just a quick little chat today, shorts with Mandy. And thank you for being my first guest and wishing you all the best. And I know that we'll be in touch. So It's not goodbye, it's just
Okay.
see you later.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.